Hey guys, my name is Kim and you are watching the book review channel. Today I will be doing a book review for 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do by Amy Morin. And here I will summarize each chapter, little bits here and there for you guys and let you know why I love this book. So chapter 1, they don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves. In this chapter, we learn the definition and the meaning behind self-pity. What is self-pity? What troubles does it bring? Why do we feel sorry for ourselves? And most importantly, how to replace it with a positive outcome. So just an FYI, I just summarized the points in this chapter. Amy Morin, she set it up just the way how I explained it. What it is, what troubles it bring, or why is it a problem, how does it affect us, why we do this or do that, and how to overcome it or change it into a positive action. Chapter 2, they don't give away their power. I forgot to say, this book is just for everyone. I shouldn't say everyone, that doesn't really include children, but I think maybe teenager and up, that's the age I would say this is for. But anyway, going back to what I was just talking about, chapter 2. Most people, they tend to do this. They tend to give away their power with some acknowledgement from that person, whether it was involuntarily or voluntarily. The other person will accept that power and use it against you, which is a problem. And again, Amy Morin, she goes into that and explains how you can overcome that, how you don't need to give away your power to that person. So moving along, chapter 3. They don't shy away from change. So as you can probably assume, this chapter is about change and how change can impact you in both negative but also positive way. Chapter 4. They don't focus on things they can't control. Keeping everything under control, whether it involves with work, environment, relationships, it just doesn't work that way. And it can get very difficult and messy at times, which is why Amy Morin, she explains that these big parts in your lives, you tend to need some help from other people and trust and understand their responsibilities, their effort. Chapter 5, they don't worry about pleasing everyone. So just like the previous chapters, I'm not going too deep into this, but it's mostly about people who likes to please others. Another thing compared to other chapters, this chapter, it will open other people's minds and explains what are the times you should be pleasing others, any other times not so much. Chapter 6, they don't fear taking calculated risks. A lot of people, including myself, we're just not comfortable taking risks. We don't like him a lot of times too. We're afraid of taking risks because of the unknown outcomes. But Amy, again, she shows why risks can be good if you take calculated risks. Again, she'll explain more about that in this book. Chapter 7. They don't dwell on the past. Why dwell on the past when you have two other time frames? You have the present and the future. It's not one, it's two. So instead of dwelling in the past, stay in the present or move towards for the future. Chapter 8. They don't make the same mistakes over and over. Mistakes can happen, but we shouldn't make mistakes on the same thing. One thing I like about this chapter is that Amy makes it sound as if it's an illegal offense. So she calls the people who makes the same mistakes repeat offender. So don't be a repeat offender. You should study, plan, and learn from your mistakes and move on. Chapter 9. They don't resent other people's success. Don't envy others. Why should you? In the end, you will be hurting yourself. You will be the one who didn't succeed. Why go through that process? This is a good quote from Mandela. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Figuratively, I've never drank poison, and I tend not to. At least not anytime soon. I have so much work, so much things to consider and be cautious, especially during this time, COVID-19. I just don't have that time to envy others. There's just no time to. Chapter 10. They don't give up after the first failure. This is a bit similar to chapter 8, but just simply to be said, don't be a quitter. If you fail the first time, get up, shake yourself, move on. Who knows, maybe third time is the charm? It's like this. You see a girl that you like for the first time, you get rejected. Are you gonna stop there? No. You'll most likely go for the second check or the third check. The fish pond is big. Similarly, that applies to jobs, to whatever, events, just anything. So anything is big than you think it is. You just have to keep up at it, in a way. Chapter 11, they don't fear alone time. That doesn't mean you should be a loner, but I will say it's a very different criteria that a lot of people will go into or think. This is saying that you shouldn't be afraid. You should not be afraid of being or staying alone. You should absolutely hang out or have a date for yourself, pamper yourself. I'm sure you've heard of this, but you should take care of yourself before others. That applies for this right now. And actually, now I just thought about it, I think this actually goes perfectly well for people during these times. At least I know a lot of people who are alone, who lives alone, and that's fine. You should definitely take this time and maybe learn more about yourself that you didn't know. Chapter 12, they don't feel the world owes them anything. Yes, it's good to, at least a little bit selfishly, once in a while, and it's good to treat yourself as well, but that does not mean that you should get ahead of yourself. And what I mean by that is, you can't think of yourself as the queen or king of this whole world. Maybe in your realm, maybe with your friends, maybe family as well, but certainly not the world or universe. I will tell you this. If I haven't heard about you, then most likely the world and the universe haven't either. Alright guys, so we have reached our last chapter or lesson. It is chapter 13. They don't expect immediate results. And for the final lesson or chapter, Morin is saying that this is where your patience will be tested and your efforts will be seen by others as well. So don't be too hasty. Don't be too quick on wanting to know the results, because it will show. It will show how much you've worked, how much you wanted this, or wanted the goal or dream that you worked for. That was the last chapter or lesson of this book. Well, that's it guys. So that was the book of 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do. It was a great book. I personally loved it, just the way how she covered a lot of things that I'm sure a lot of people, they questioned themselves. She answered the what, the why, the how, the when, just all the questions basically. A lot of people ask about how to overcome the negative thoughts, the negative actions. So she does answer it really simply, really well. I do recommend you guys to check this out and see what you guys think. So yeah. Please let me know what you guys think about this book. Leave the comments below, subscribe, and like please. Thank you!